Buckle up, Buttercup. We are back for another episode of Travel Disasters. What's going on with me, MKB? I know you're curious. Things have been super awesome. Work's going great. Comedy's going great. I have another show coming up at Lagunitas for the show that I produce. That's my little baby, all that good stuff. So that next show will be Saturday, August 10th at Lagunitas in the Pilsen area. If you haven't been, it's a Chicago staple. If you like black lights, if you like craft beer, if you like comedy, this is where you're going to want to be. So make sure to follow my show, All That Good Stuff, on Facebook for updates on our upcoming shows. And if you're loving this podcast and want to be a part of it and have travel disasters of your own, let me hear it. We've been getting a couple of submissions lately. We're not sure what we want to do with them yet, but we're going to do something really cool coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. But if you have them, send them to me. It's been so fun reading them. So our email is traveldisasterspodacast@gmail.com. I'll be keeping my eye on those. The best thing that you can do for me is give me a little subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe, dude. I know that you're popular. You have so many people. Tell your group text. Send it. You can share it. Go ahead and give me a little 5-star review. Leave a review. We have a review this week that's hilarious. It's "This bitch is wild, awesome!" exclamation point from Fartin1, because Fartin original was already taken. So I can't wait to read your reviews. If you send me one, I promise I'll read it on the air. It makes my day. Follow us. We are at Travel Disasters on all the things. I was just a guest on my best friend, fellow comedian. He's so funny. Mike O'Keefe has a podcast on the Jazz Fuzz Network called Buddy of the Groom, the search for multiple idiots, where I basically have to plead for his friendship to become a groomsman in his wedding and stand up and support him when he marries our other good friend, fellow comedian, Mal. We love you, Mal. And if you like other dark humor podcasts, there's another one out there. My good friend B. Casper, fellow female comedian, has a podcast called That Time I Got Arrested, which basically sounds exactly like it sounds like. It's all my friends that are criminals. She interviews them. They all have great hearts, but it's kind of like, hey, I got arrested. Here's how it happened. I'm not a shitty person. Life goes on. It's awesome. And then, this episode coming up right now is with my buddy Ben. He's a coworker, friend, fellow improviser. He's absolutely hilarious. Great storyteller. He's going to walk us through his study abroad memories. He went to Budapest on a little adventure. They kind of went off-roading a little bit to like this side of the mountain, little tiny mountain town in Budapest where they stay with basically a stranger's family, drink wine around a bonfire, and shit goes down. It's awesome. So stay tuned for that. We have an awesome episode coming for you. At ya hot. Here we go. Travel Disaster. Baby, we're going on the trip from hell, where every flight is missed. They lose your luggage, and you're in the middle seat between a sumo wrestler and a screaming baby. Don't worry, I'm coming along for the ride. I'm Mary Kate Beck, and this is Travel Disasters. Ben, you're the best, but we're coworkers.
We are.
Which is super fun.
We have a lot of interactions that are a lot less fun than this.
Yes.
But still pretty fun. Like, we got a good group.
We sure do. And I feel like we're one of the fun ones in the office. So that's always great.
Yeah,
and
we're like the loud ones that everyone's like, what are they doing?
I know.
Are they working? I don't think they're working.
I just like sing at my desk all day. And like you're just constantly eating hard-boiled eggs.
That is true. I got to get that protein.
I know. I'm proud of you because I'm just sitting in the corner eating like Chex Mix until 4 p.m. And then you do stuff outside of work too. Tell us about your hobbies.
Yeah. So it's been a strange year in that like I got married.
Yeah. Congrats.
Which is wonderful.
Marriage.
I know. And my wife is like, wonderful and lovely and all of these like fun relationship things, but it also leaves less time to do some of the comedy. So in the past, I was at a theater in Andersonville doing improv, and then that imploded. And I had been doing some with some independent people, but one of them is now a playwright. One of them is married and also a magician. And the other one is doing like Second City stuff. So like a lot of just everybody kind of going their own paths. So I've been doing like some more photography, some like writing and things like that, but nothing on stage. So I'm itching to get back to that too.
Yeah, do it. Well, I feel like you have such a good energy in general. So when you get back on stage, let me know. I want to see you.
I will, yeah.
So yeah, we're here with Travel Disasters.
Yeah.
So Ben, have you seen your fair share?
I sure have. I was thinking about this, and I have, the story I'm telling is the one that immediately came to mind. I was thinking of, there's a moment when we were in Colorado and we almost blew off of the side of a mountain, like very legitimately, which was not fun. Like a mountain goat fell.
And you're like from Colorado originally.
Yeah, like this
so you're
is like my environment. I was like, oh, I've made a bad decision here.
Yeah, you're not like a pansy tourist like me who's like, I live in the flattest state ever. Let me just go try to drive around a mountain.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was thinking of that and just like other various ones, but this one is special because this was the first time I was on my own. Like this was my junior year of college, so I started being like I started college being like, I'm gonna go study abroad. I'm going to Germany.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I just did. My grandparents were from there, and my mom like casually speaks German.
I could have guessed that. Your last name is Wiebers. Wiebers?
Very, yeah.
Benjamin Wiebers.
Very, very Deutsch. So I decided to go, and I got like 6 months at a school and things like that. And I had another friend studying in Spain. So like the various things, like I tried to go to England without my passport once. Just like very, very inebriated trying to come back from like a festival. And not just like, oh, it's across town. Like I had to get onto a real train.
Oh no.
And then take that train and then like walk 2 miles because I missed all the buses.
So is this the whole disaster? Or like, is this just your study abroad experience?
This is just the context of how much I'm killing it in Europe. Like how well I'm doing as the American 21-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Man-child. So my buddy Nate was in Spain and he was like, hey, Easter break's coming up. Let's go somewhere. And I said, sure, I don't know how to plan things. You do it.
For sure.
So
hold on, backing up a little bit. So it's junior year of college. You're studying abroad in Germany.
Correct.
Spring semester.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So second semester, if other people call it that.
Right.
So are you 20 or are you 21?
I had turned 21 the previous fall. So like the drinking thing was not. Like,
that was huge for me.
Yeah.
I went my first semester of junior year and I was like, I'm 20 and I can go to every single bar and like no questions asked. So I was curious how old you were because like it's a whole new world because no one can say no to you and you're underage kind of.
Yeah.
So
So I didn't have that experience, but I definitely like learned. I was like, oh, Europeans like can drink. Like when they just hand you a boot of like beer and that's like starters at dinner. Like I was going with like my family, like my mom's cousin lives there and I stayed with them for a good amount of time. And their son was like 35 or something.
Yeah.
And they were like in their like 70s. And me drinking the same amount, I'm like kind of drunk at the end of a meal. And they're like, that was pretty good. And
my God.
like, oh man, I'm not prepared for this. So yeah, the entire trip, I was learning a lot about drinking and how to do that.
Yes.
So
spring break, you're planning it with your buddy.
Yeah, and we decided, like, let's go to Budapest. It's like 8 hours, like by train. He came to Germany to stay with me for a little bit from Spain, and then we went on. And I was like, this is great. This will be lovely. So we like found a hostel. We went with a couple of other friends that were like staying elsewhere, but were going to meet up with us.
Yeah.
And it was just like fun because like we were like casual friends. Like we'd hang out, we'd like go to parties together, but we weren't like hanging out every day.
For sure, yeah.
So it was a good like, I know you good enough, but like there's surprises and things like that.
Yeah, 100%.
So we like get there the night before and we had a train leaving at like 7 p.m. and we were arriving at 9 a.m. So it was an overnight.
Time to kill?
We had some time to kill.
Ooh.
And like, so we got there and we're like, well, of course we're like going to start drinking.
Of course.
So we bought like some beers and I think we tried to make like a drinking, like with like chess or something.
A drinking game with chess?
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure it was like if you lose a piece, you have to drink or something.
Are these the checkerboards or the chessboards that are in the park?
No. So this was like, we were at the train station, like we were waiting. And so it went overnight because we had to like, we went from like where I was to Munich and then from Munich like to Budapest or something like that. So we had to like basically
multiple stops.
Yes. Like we stopped in Vienna and had like a little delay there. We stopped in Munich and had like a 30-minute delay. So it was like things like that.
Yeah.
And it's like far enough away, I guess. So we ended up like just drinking and trying to play chess. I don't think we finished a single game.
Probably not.
We just started drinking.
It's a game of focus. It's a gentleman's game.
Yeah, and that is not. I'm not that. So we were on the train and like totally normal. Like we get to Munich and it's like, cool, we got to go get beer.
Yeah.
And so I like ran around the station trying to find beer because it's not like the US. Like it's not like the US where there's like a 7-Eleven and you just like go get some 40s. Like you have to kind of go to a real place to get it.
Exactly.
So I like ran around and sprinted and I was like, cool, I got it. Like I was feeling like, all right, we're young, like we're on our own. My mom's like 1,000 miles away. This is great. Like we're doing wonderful. And so Munich on is really where like it just started getting like super weird.
Oh yes, tell me.
So Munich, we like travel along and we go into Austria and we stop at Vienna.
You're naming all these like bougie ass places. Isn't Vienna like the Sound of Music and shit?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like I didn't stop in Vienna. Like the train stopped. I didn't get out or do anything.
Okay, yeah. I'm like Jesus. I'm like, I am not traveled at all. You're like, we just stopped here. We're just globetrotting on the way to blah, 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 Budapest.
Yeah, it's just like I'm pretty like great. So it's
yeah,
like
you really are. So these are just like, the train is just stopping, but you guys aren't getting off.
Yeah, it's like,
gotcha.
It stops, other people get on, some people get off. So they basically say like, your route is going to have 5 stops.
Okay.
And any of those legs could be like your destination or whatever.
There you
go. In Vienna that night, there was a WWE competition.
Excuse me, what?
Exactly. So I didn't know this. I didn't know what it was. Like, it was like Raw or something like that.
Why is that even like a presence in Europe? That's like the worst part of America. Sorry, Mike O'Keefe. That's my friend's like favorite. He like travels to see fucking wrestling.
To be fair, it's amazing. Like,
really?
I do love wrestling a lot.
I've never been.
I have definitely stopped and been like, all right, what happened on Raw? Let's recap what's going on. It's great.
I don't understand the appeal.
It's
like
a soap opera with body slams.
Speedos? It's like, it's so weird.
Okay, not all of them wear Speedos. And also like, whatever. Yeah, it's just like art weird. Is lost on you.
Fine.
You haven't been to Vienna, so it's
right.
fine.
You're right. You saw the most like bougie WWE, and now you're like, I'm a fan. Yeah, exactly. I appreciate it.
Until you've seen WWE in Vienna, you've not seen WWE.
Oh my God. So hold on. You stop in Vienna. It's WWE. Are you staying in Vienna for the night?
No. So that was the thing is like, this is an overnight. Like at a certain point, because that's why we started drinking. We're like, if we drink, we'll stay awake. If not, we'll fall asleep. I know it doesn't make sense. Everyone like, Mary Kay just gave me like a look of like, that doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense at all.
And yeah, as an adult, I get that. But I was not one yet.
And wouldn't you rather just sleep on the overnight train so that you wake up like refreshed and like ready to go the next day? But I guess when you're 20, you have just endless.
Well, and like I'm not going to be refreshed on that. So like,
true.
It's fine.
Like might as well just be wildly hungover and hate ourselves.
Exactly. Well, and so we ended up like running out of beer and like weren't drunk. But we get to Vienna and
that's almost worse because then you just feel foggy and like achy. That weird in between, and then you're just getting like a hangover after like 3 beers.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Basically, yeah. So in Vienna, these 2 women approach or like get on and they sit near us. So like we had paid for like tickets for like in a car and they were like in the aisle, which was like not as good of seats. And like
peasants.
Basically, yeah.
In the shit seats.
And like there's like, they were sisters and the one was like not like feeling super well. So I was like, you can take my seat. I'll sit out there so you can like, because she was like, she had the WWE experience. It was very like high emotion. Like she needed to just rest. I was like, okay, this is fine. Her sister she's an albino Austrian rapper.
Holy shit. That's an image.
So just like imagine like a 5'0", very white woman.
Yeah. The whitest.
Explaining how she really bonds. Like, she really feels like she gets Tupac. Like, she just gets him.
Yeah.
And Eminem is like an inspiration, which that makes sense.
A little.
But I was like, okay, it's 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And I don't want to talk about any of this. And she like gave me some of her lyrics and like asked, because she's like,
here's
English.
My mixtape.
It was like, here's my mixtape, but I don't have a tape. And
like, was it a disc?
No, it's just like her like notebook. She's like, would you like read through these?
No,
and like,
so she's not even like recording.
No, like this is very unlegit.
Jesus.
And like, do you know like D Antwoord, like that band or anybody?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Aaron does.
Aaron knows. Aaron, it's like
Yolandi.
Yeah.
What?
She reminds me of Yolandi.
Oh,
except
okay.
like not as good of a rapper.
A worse rapper than an unknown rapper.
So no, they're not. Yeah, they're weird, but they're known.
Oh, sorry. Then I'm the loser.
She's unknown, and like she like added me on Facebook later, and it was just cringy. Like the cringiest, just like glitter pictures that say like haters gonna hate, never die, like everything.
Oh.
And also, I just want to like put a caveat to this of like, this is not my main story. This is the train ride to the main story. So I just need you to like buckle up of like what's going to happen.
Oh, buckle up.
Because like we chat, it's weird. She asks if I'll like look over her lyrics. I say, sure, and then don't do anything with that. Mm-hmm. Eventually they get off in like Augsburg or whatever. Like wherever their town was, They still lived in Vienna. They got off. I got back in the car at like 8 a.m. A Hungarian guy that was sitting next to us like showed us his like knife for some reason. And was telling us stuff.
Yeah.
Like we were tired. We were out of it. We were just like, okay, we're done. This is garbage. We got to our hostel and we slept a bunch. And like from there, the trip was like pretty normal. It was like, let's go sightseeing. We visited this like really cool spa. And the entire time, like neither of us have any idea how to speak Hungarian.
Yeah.
So it was me with the map, like taking the Hungarian word.
Oh my God,
and just,
like a physical map?
Yeah, like physical map, like, and then like trying to make it English. It's like, Vastergraber, if Vastergraber, then left. And my friend's looking at the signs being like, okay, Vastergraber, that. So like,
oh my God, that's incredible.
This is like a buddy cop, but like dude, where's my car?
Yes.
But it was just trying to get random places.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
But like super fun. Like we enjoyed it a lot. We had a lot of fun, great food. And like, it was just a really cool experience because like Eastern Europe is very different than Western Europe. And
I'm curious about this spa. That sounds fucking awesome.
It was like just like natural kind of thermal pools. And we just like, they had a bunch of like.
Was it indoor or outdoor?
Both. So they had some like hot pools outside. They had like a regular like Olympic sized swimming pool. And then indoors they had like, this one is, 20 degrees.
Yeah.
This is like 50 degrees, like all of those things.
They have one in Chicago. Have you been? You would love it. It's called
one?
Air Ancient Baths. It's like King Spa, but on crack. We talked about this actually.
Yeah, because I was talking about King Spa, super weird.
Oh my God, amazing. So anyways, let's get back on track. So you guys are trying to navigate with a physical treasure map, apparently.
Oh, and this was not, this wasn't like we bought a map because we're prepared. This was like the bus station had a free map and we're going to go take it.
Yeah.
It was
It's probably like from like 1986. It's like not even updated because no one takes those maps, so they've never had to replace them.
Basically, yeah. We were just like, oh man, this is not a good situation we've got ourselves in. But like it was fun. It was great.
Yeah.
So that in itself was great. I was studying abroad with some Hungarians, and they were like, hey, like one of our friends from Mexico is staying with me. Others are just like going to meet up with us.
Yeah.
So one day we met and did some sightseeing, and then we decided to like, hey, come to my house. We're going to do dinner. So we actually went to my friend Tundi's boyfriend's house. So we went to like Hungarian Costco and literally like 2-liter like plastic bottles of beer. And at one point we had Unicum, which is a Hungarian liquor, and Unicum Plus, which is of same type, but also a little different. Like think like Jaeger and Jaeger Silver or something like that. That's what it would be.
Delicious.
And we were and the guy was just like my friend's boyfriend was just like, oh, yeah, we'll just get both. And like a cart just full of alcohol.
Oh God.
And we got like some food for a barbecue and things like that. And this was actually like a really lovely part because like we were driving for once in a van, which was like nice because we didn't have to navigate anywhere. They knew where we were. They were telling us like things about the place.
Yeah.
But we went from like Budapest proper out to the suburbs, and the hint of what was to come, I was like, oh, there's just a woman like dancing on the street. oh, that's a prostitute.
There you go.
She's got her
that is
boombox
a commonplace.
and her real shiny clothes, and that's a prostitute.
Oh
okay.
my, yeah.
Cool. So we like pass that, and this is like 4:00 in the afternoon.
Oh my God.
And we get to Tundi's boyfriend's house. I don't remember his name. It's fine. We'll just call Tundi's boyfriend.
Sure.
We get there, and his parents are there, which was a little like weird because like we don't know him. I've known Tundi for like 3 months. It was just like odd.
But I feel like Europeans like live with their parents for a very long time and are very close. Like, I feel like it's not that weird.
No, there was nothing weird about the situation. It was just like, hey, new people we don't know. We're going to come be at your house for an extended period of time.
You're just uncomfortable because you're like, oh, I'm a guest now. I'm a guest in someone's home instead of this like party that I thought we were going to.
Yeah. Like it's a little different.
I have to be relatively well behaved.
Yes. Well, and they were like lovely people. I think the mom didn't speak anything other than Hungarian. The dad spoke Hungarian and German. So none of them spoke English, but like I could kind of like half-ass with German.
Sure.
Because like at the time, like I was like, all right, like I've lost a lot since, but I think I would consider myself like fluent-ish.
Yeah, because when you're enthralled in the language every single day and you're hearing it every single day being used and you have to use it for survival. Like I learned a little bit of Italian and I could probably speak to people like on the street in an emergency if I needed Italian. But it's like you can't really communicate and like.
Yeah, and it's like you get most of the words, even though it's all like conjugated wrong and like actions, a lot of hand signals and pointing and just like emoting with my face of what I need or want. Although at one point I was out with friends and we were drunk with other drunk people and I convinced them I was German and then they didn't believe me I was American, which I'm going to blame on the alcohol, but like I feel like that means I learned German at one point. Like I feel like I did well. So that was good.
You duped people.
I duped people. And then immediately it was like, no, I'm actually American. And then they just didn't believe me. I was like, all right, this is a lost cause.
So you're at the parents' house.
We're at the parents' house and we're starting on dinner. And this was like the highlight because we were at a Hungarian house. They had like a fire pit in the back with like cast iron. There was like a cast iron thing with like the spoon. So you like put on your oven mitt and you're like turning the goulash. Like all of us took turns like spooning it around. It was awesome. And they're like, this is like traditional Hungarian goulash. So awesome. And we had some homemade wine. We had homemade, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like the moonshine of Hungary. They're like, it can be anywhere between like 20% alcohol and 80% alcohol.
Oh
and
my
just
God.
like, good luck, you might go blind.
Holy shit.
And every time, this was one of the moments where like Tundi's boyfriend was just like, hey, you guys are hanging out, let's do a shot. Oh, you guys popped another bottle of wine, let's do a shot. So we're drinking Hungarian moonshine. We're drinking Unicum. We're drinking Unicum Plus. We've got everything flowing. And it's one of those drunks that like you're eating a lot as well because there's a lot of appetizers and you're getting through everything. So then you're just like, I feel good. Like this is a good night.
Yes.
And at a certain point, Tundi was like, hey guys, like I have an internship I need to go to. Like I got to go home.
Oh my God, what?
And we're all like, that wasn't, like we didn't.
You should have told us that.
Yeah, this was like knowledge we needed.
Ago. Yeah.
And she's just like, sorry, I got to go. And so she like left. She just drove.
What?
And so this was the first hint. So it was me, Nate, and Andres.
Oh,
and this is the first hint that we're like, maybe not all is well. We're not sure what we're doing here.
No, I'm so nervous.
We eat the goulash. We have, and this to this day is the best bottle of wine I've ever had. It was just like from a neighbor, a homemade like dessert wine. It was really, really sweet, but it was just like the night I had, I was like, this is good. And that was that moment of like the stars are shining and I'm sitting here around a campfire with like new friends. And it was like, this is cool. This is what a study abroad is. Like, this is proper.
I'm cultured now.
Exactly. So we talk about like, what are we doing? And like Tundi's boyfriend is like, he's drunk. Like all of us are drunk. Yeah. And he's like, I'm driving you guys. We're going.
Oh boy.
And at this point we're like, all right, the trains have stopped running. We don't know how to get back, even if the trains were running.
Oh God.
We gotta get in the van with the drunk guy. Like we gotta do this. This is what we gotta do.
Why couldn't you just stay there?
It wasn't
that type of relationship.
It wasn't an option. It was not. There was not an option we could have. So we get in the van, and to be fair, Tundi's boyfriend told us, he's like, guys, this is going to be fine. You're going to be safe. This van was blessed by a witch.
Jesus.
It's fine. And we're like, man, we do not trust any of this, and you're making it worse.
Yeah, and we just ate out of a fucking cauldron, for God's sakes.
Yeah, so like, we get in, we're all super nervous. Andres is in like the middle seat. We're in the back seat, and we're like driving around, and Tundi's boyfriend's like, hey guys, I gotta go make a stop. I gotta pick somebody up. But like, then we're on our way. And we're like, all right, like not ideal, but whatever. Like super narrow streets, like close to cars. And like, he's not hitting anything. He's doing fine. But we're like,
oh God, yeah,
it's
you're just on edge.
nerve-wracking. Yeah, like, we're just like, this is not great. He stops off, and this woman jumps in the front.
Shut the fuck up.
And we're just like, all right, like,
it was
cool.
not the prostitute that you saw on the way there.
It was not the prostitute that we saw on the way there. That is not what it was.
Holy moly. It's just a woman who's not getting paid for sex for a living.
No. Unclear. At this moment in time, it is just a woman getting in the car. That's all we know. Nate and I are like, this is going better than expected. Like, we're getting there.
Yeah.
Andres is just like still kind of nervous looking, but he's not really talking or anything like that. He's just kind of like looking up to the front seat and looking to the sides and kind of looking back at us, but not saying anything.
What does he know that we don't fucking know? Oh.
We get out and we're like, guys, we made it. That was way better than expected. And he was like, oh, you guys didn't see? He was fingering her.
Oh my God.
And we were like, what? He's like, yeah, you guys couldn't see like the entire
That's why
time.
He's like freaking the fuck out.
Tony's boyfriend's not a good guy.
No, ew.
So he was freaking out because, they were just like, and I was like, of course he did that. Like, of course he's picking up his mistress or a prostitute or something while he's drunk driving us home.
Oh, God, ew.
Yeah, so that was like, that was
fishy as fuck. I knew something was going on.
All of it was bad. Yes. Like, from the minute that Tindy's like, I gotta go, we're like, oh, this doesn't go well. This is not a good thing. So, like, that happened, and we were just, like, glad to be done with it. And
are
like,
you back at the hostel now? Like, you guys
we're back
are
at the hostel.
free? Okay.
There's, like, 12 districts there, and later we asked, we're like, oh, what were, like, the bad areas of Budapest? She pointed directly to the district we were standing in.
Oh, my God.
Like, nowhere else. She's like, only this one. Everything else is safe. This one's bad. So we're like, that's great.
Shit.
We're at the hostel, and we're like, that was dumb. This was garbage. So we, like, went out, and we just started getting drunk. We met a lovely, like, a couple of friends from Denmark that were, like, awesome, and we, like, ate peanuts and drew on walls at a bar.
That's so fun.
We went to a Subway, and the guy was really mean to us, so Andres upper decked his toilet.
Holy shit.
We ended up back at the hostel, and he put a trash can on his head and was just going,
oh my God.
And this is like 4 a.m., and the hostel guy was very adamant, like, no one can stay here. Like, you can't have anybody. And Andres could not stay with Tundi because
oh my God,
she's gone. So he like snuck under my bed and slept under there. Like it was like bunk beds.
Yeah.
And he snuck under there and it was like super dusty and bad.
Ew.
But he was just like, I'm fine with it. I've done worse. It's okay.
I'd rather sleep here than on the street.
Exactly.
Basically.
So like we ended our night being like, that was ridiculous. We got very drunk, but like super fun. The two friends that we met that were staying with us were like awesome and like really cool. And so it ended super well. On the way back, like we would like, it was another like overnighter. So I like would go to a train station. It was local train. So it was like, go for 30 minutes, stop, go for 30 minutes, stop.
Oh God.
So I would like set an alarm on my watch and then I would like wake Nate up every 30, like, all right, we got to make our train. We got to get on. So we were just dead to the world. We slept for like a full day.
Oh my God.
But that was just like, oh man, we experienced a lot of things.
Wow.
And it like to his credit, like, which bless that car. Like we got back safe. Like we were fine.
True.
But just getting to experience people different than me. So
oh yeah.
That was my disaster. And I don't even not even like disaster, just like super weird near miss of like I should have died in a crash somewhere in the outskirts of Budapest.
Yeah.
But here I am today.
I'm glad that you're here today and you're alive to tell it. You're here. That's so funny. Ew, that guy's such a weird dude.
Yeah.
And like,
and he did like, there were like, he was super nice when Tundi was around. And then the minute she left, he was just like,
he literally cheated on her immediately.
Yeah. Like the guy has no chill. And like, I'm sure that if we would have said like, hey, doesn't Tundi, he'd have been like, you tell Tundi you won't wake up tomorrow. Like
you
he
won't
was
have
that
hands.
kind of guy.
I will cut out your tongue. Like holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Poor Tundi.
R.I.P. Tundi. No, she's still alive. I hope.
She's doing great.
Do you talk to any of these people still?
No, I don't. I'm like Facebook friends with everybody, but it's one of those that it's like, yeah, you live like several thousand miles away. I'm not gonna like we just don't have that much anymore.
It's like we were friends in a past abroad life.
Exactly.
And
yes.
I wish you well. Like you leave and you're like, have a nice life. I will literally never talk to you again. Oh my God, that's so funny.
Kinda. So
that's so great. Do you have any trips coming up?
I do. So I've actually I just got back from a trip like camping. I'm going to a wedding in upstate New York and then exploring the city. And then I'm going to be in Colorado doing some backpacking and like family stuff. So like a lot of trips.
When's Colorado?
It'll be right after the 4th. So like that second week in July, which like there's a lot of snow there, so we'll probably be like lower elevation, but just like doing a nice loop with like family. Cause it's like me, my wife, my sister and brother-in-law, we've been able to do like the last few years, and they get away from the kids, we get away from the city, and just like sit around a campfire and like drink whiskey and like laugh. It's super fun.
It's like pure, genuine family time.
Yeah.
That sounds so great.
Yeah, it's really good.
I'm going to Denver at the end.
Awesome.
August 15th.
Okay, yeah.
And I've been a couple of times, but I'm always down to like try new stuff. So if you know any hot spots, you should tell me.
See, this is the thing is like I never lived in Denver as an adult.
know, yeah.
So I'm always like, man, the children's museum's awesome. Like I loved the aquarium and growing up. And people are like, no, like
park
bars.
with good swings. Yeah.
Like mine is like go to the mountains or like go to the museum. I don't have like... But yeah, like there's some good places. And like, I feel like it's very, not similar to Chicago in many ways, but the neighborhoods of like, you can easily hop between and just kind of get there. And now that like Uber's a thing, it's so much easier to do that versus having to like drive in DD because that's what it used to be. So
yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Before we let you go, is there anything that you want to plug? Any upcoming, I don't know, things, anything you're super excited about, passionate about?
Yeah, so like I said, I'm like not doing a ton of shows. However, I'm about to have my like 1 year like gotcha day for my dog, Bruno. And we fostered him through One Tail at a Time, and they are doing a big push to like not only get more centers, but also more fosters and trainers and things like that. And basically, like Bruno was in the shelter for 4 months and hated it and is the best boy in the entire world.
He truly
but like
is.
just didn't have the home. And so yeah, support them, donate, or if you're like thinking about a dog but you don't want to pull the trigger, you can foster and like no strings attached, like, hey, have them for 30 days or 2 weeks or whatever, like even a weekend.
It's such a genius idea.
They provide like bowls and food and everything to be like, just give this dog a nice home. That's all you have to do. Like if you can love a dog, you're qualified.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
And it's called One Tail at a Time.
Yeah, One Tail at a Time.
I love that. Well, you heard it here, folks. Donate to One Tail at a Time, foster some puppies, show them some love, and stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you so much, Ben.
Thanks for having me. This was awesome.
Love it.